Just as you can pass values to functions, you can also return values from functions. So let's take a look at this now. I've got a blank project here. I'm going into the Project Global Functions area, and I'll just declare a function. Let's call it average, and let's do something with some numbers since we've only worked with strings so far. So I'm going to go ahead and name these variables, and this is going to be for the 6 values which get passed to this script, or to this function rather, and I'm going to name them A, B, C, D, E, and F. Alright, let's go ahead and do some math on this. So let's say total equals, and then inside brackets I'm going to say A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F, and outside the brackets divided by 6. Okay, put in a semicolon, and then we'll just simply tell our function to return the value total. It's very simple. We want to return a value, so we use the word return. Return total. Press OK. Let's go ahead and call this function. Now what we need to do is assign this particular value to a variable. So let's say result equals, and then we'll call our function. So our function's called average, and we need to pass 6 values to it. Let's pass 6 random numbers here. I'm just going to type them in from my keypad. There we go. There's 6 numbers. And then we'll go ahead and display the result in a dialog message box. Okay, there we go. Result variable. And I'm going to go ahead and preview the project by pressing F5. And as you can see here, it's returned the value. So we've managed to pass a bunch of values, 6 of them, to our function, and then the function has returned a value to our application. So in this particular case, it's the average of our 6 numbers, 293. Now, just as with passing values, you can pass more than, or you can return rather, more than one value. It's not just one value you can return. You can pass as many values as you want, and you can also return as many as you want. So let's go ahead and look at how we would do that. Let's modify our function first. Alright, let's go ahead and take the divided by 6 portion out of the total equation here. Then I'm going to go ahead and create a new variable called answer, or yeah, answer is a good name. And then that will equal total over 6. Okay, now let's go ahead and return both of these values. So I'm going to return the total and then the average, which is named answer. Okay, so we've got 2 variables and we're returning them by simply inserting a comma in between them. Return total, comma, answer. Let's press OK, and now let's modify our function call. Now, before we had result equals, and then we had the average function we called with our 6 numeric values here. Now what we need to do is name the second variable. So in this particular case, we've got the result, and that's going to correspond to the average. Now let's add a new variable called total, and we'll put in a comma there. So just as we added a comma in the new variable name where we were returning the value, that's the same thing we do where we're calling the function. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that to our dialog message box. We'll add that as the title, and then we're going to go ahead and run our function again. We'll press F5 to preview our project. And as you can see here, it gives us the total in the title bar and the average here inside the dialog message box. So we've successfully returned 2 separate values from our function. Now this is a very simple example, and I've done this specifically to illustrate this functionality in a obstruction-free environment, if you like. But you can extrapolate this to extremely complex functions, and you can even create advanced functionality between different functions by passing a variety of values to and from multiple functions. So the sky's the limit with returning values from functions. You can return as many as you need, and you can also pass as many as you need. So let's take a look at the next video.